All right, hello and welcome back. This is Doyle Buehler, and I'm working on my book challenge, my upcoming book on digital disruption. Doesn't have a title yet. I'm still kind of working through that, but I'm typing vigorously every day on the keyboard, trying to produce some remarkable content that will be helpful to businesses. What's the book about? It's about digital disruption, and what I mean by that is you don't need to be Uber, Facebook, or Tesla. You don't need to be a startup to disrupt your market and your industry. And what I want to show is specific examples and specific ways of doing that. Is creating this digital disruption so that you can expand your market, you can grow your business, you can do it all effectively. Without worrying about obviously a few things along the way. So that's what I'm going to do in this book, is show you how to leverage this, what's already there. A lot of it is already there, all those pieces already there, how to create that remarkable value, and how to sort of sustain and build this disruption for you and your audience down the road. So again, this is topic number 10. I'm talking about platform, and platform is actually one of the five elements, the five fundamental elements of disruption that I'm talking about. There's purpose that I've done, patterns that I've done, platform that's obviously this topic, and then process and production as well. So it's a nice alliteration of P's. So today I'm talking about platform. And why is it important? Well, if you look at it from the perspective of without a platform, Boeing would not have a platform without its airplanes, and GoPro would not have a platform without its action camera, and Tesla would not have a platform without its electric vehicles, right? So really fundamentally what I'm saying is that you need to have something to stand upon. What are you going to stand upon for your business? And if you can identify that, that's really where it's really important. Platform also has the other connotation of your digital platform, right? Which you probably heard before. What websites are you using, and what social media channels, and that's obviously really important. And I'm talking about both in this case because there is obviously the technical side of it, but then there's also the strategic side of it, which is what are you going to stand upon to present your remarkable value? What are you going to stand upon for people to stand up and listen and watch what you're doing as well? So if you have a platform, that's kind of the similarities, obviously the political platforms, right? You know typically what a person stands for because this is what they say and this is what they do, and that's kind of how things go. So I feel that it's really important that you identify with that and say, what is the platform? What do I stand upon to be able to produce my value? So again, whether you're a consultant, an accountant, a lawyer, a doctor, you name it, right? A building manufacturer, a real estate agent. What are you really standing for? Yes, you sell your product, right? And that's quite obvious, but what is it about that product that makes you different, that says, hey, I'm specifically about this and I'm providing this level of value? And if you can say that, that's the critical element here, because that's what's going to help you stand out. And if you can identify that, as part of the 5 Ps, that's when you can sort of start to create that environment of disruption, because you're able to understand that this is the process that I'm bringing my business through. So it's very fundamental to say, how do I, deliver my value, and how do I create my purpose, or how do I understand my purpose? And again, I don't mean just some flighty, we're going to be number one in our industry kind of talk, which is BS in my mind. You have to have something a lot more fundamental than that, a lot more interest in that sort of thing. So some questions to ask yourself is, my why for delivering remarkable value is, what is my why for connecting my audience to the value is this, and what is my why for creating connections with my customer is this sort of thing, right? So something, just to put it in perspective, creating digital experiences your customer will remember. Helping businesses tell their true story online. Creating a 5-star digital experience, which was sort of an example I gave in other sections of the book as well. So it really comes down to that fundamental why. What is the purpose? What are you going to actually deliver at the end of the day? And that then becomes your platform. That becomes, again, not only a technical platform, but your strategic platform as well, which in my mind is probably more important, because I talk about the technology not getting in the way. And that's one of the ways, if you can kind of elevate yourself beyond just the technical side of it, then you'll be moving forward quite rapidly. So, consider that it's not just a digital platform, it's a strategic platform. This is what you stand for, and this is what people will be able to identify with for you, and that sort of thing. So, consider that. How will you deliver your value? What elements do you need to be able to do this? And those are all, super important considerations for developing this disruptive environment. And you can actually think of it like architectural, that sort of thing. How do you actually build a foundation on a building? And you might want to think of it, a lot of businesses, go from, when they're starting up, they start from, go from a small place, a garage and that sort of thing, and up from there. But, what about the businesses that say, hey, I'm going to build a 163-story building, right? What do they actually need to be able to do that? So they actually reverse engineer. If we want to build this building, we have to reverse engineer to say, this is the foundation that we need to put in place. This is the amount of materials. This is the amount of the value of creating that. But at the end of the day, it's how big does that foundation need to be, and what actually is it? How many piles? Does it go to bedrock? Is it, some different type of structure to be able to be able to support that amount of weight? And if we can actually think of that from a strategic side of things, is if we're wanting to create a big business, then our platform that we build is super important, because it provides support, it provides anchoring, it provides a baseline, starting point, it shows where your strengths are. And every business needs to have a platform, otherwise, again, they're going to wander from place to place and product to product and customer to customer. So it's really important, so that, again, back to the tallest building in the world, right? The Burj Khalifa, 163 stories. They did a lot of engineering to be able to understand, okay, what foundation did we need? And I don't know how long it actually took, but we're talking years to be able to create the engineering drawings just to get started before they even break ground. So if you can consider that as, how do I actually develop my business? Yeah, it takes some time up front, but now that you're in it, right, we're not going to, rebuild the building, but you can sort of build up those pieces to say, obviously this is a thought exercise, but you're building up those pieces to be able to say, okay, this is what I want my business to accomplish now. This is what I want people to recognize my value for, and this is my platform. So what should a platform have? Should creating connections to your entire digital ecosystem, should build the patterns of your customer behaviors, and it should be a detail of all your insights. And again, those are all three items that I go through in additional detail throughout. What should a platform do? It should enable your audience to engage on their own terms, not just yours. Should support their complete customer journey from start to finish. It should identify and build rapport along their journey, and it should allow you to build your digital assets along the way to create more connections with your audience, right? So you have to create this, not just a platform, not just the base, but then all the different levels and all the structures and everything that sort of is part of a building as well. So it's very, very important to be able to do that. In terms of, again, connecting the integration of the platform online, again, a lot of it is technology based, but invest in programming skills within your company. Your business should have web developers. It should have sort of technical people to be able to address those types of things, to manage the technology. You should invest in media development continuously, right? So you are your own media agency. It doesn't matter what kind of company you are. If you're accounting, real estate, you name it, dentist, you are your own media agency, and people are expecting that you continuously produce insights, you continuously create campaigns, and more opportunities for your audience as well. Invest in creative media development. So creativity helps you grow your business. So making sure that you have those resources to, surprise and delight visually is super important. Invest in consistent business development process that allows you to grow and refine the quality of leads in your business. And then invest in insight and content development that creates the environment for your audience to understand you. So making sure that you have all those pieces in place that people actually can connect with you. So basically that summarizes of that section about platform. So again, it's strategic platform, but it's also a technical platform. It's putting those pieces together. It's integrating that. It's defining, you know, what is your business really about, and what platform do you stand on to be able to say that or do that and that sort of thing. So, all right, cool. Well, that's topic number 12, platform. And if you want to stay up to date on how things are going, how the book project is going, go to disruptors.digital. Or if you have a question, or comment or feedback or whatever, I'd love to hear from you. Please leave that information in any of the comments that you see wherever you're reading this, on LinkedIn, Facebook, Medium, who knows, right? So would love to hear your thoughts. And yeah, anyway, that's about it. So thank you very much for listening and watching, and we'll see you online.